Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup, and this is where you get your weekly dose of local football action. And with me as usual, Andrew Pequeno. Andrew, how's it?
Okay, and you, Shamiel?
Alright, just hot.
Sure, it's hot this week, eh? I don't know what's going on. Somebody put the heater on. I don't know what's going on here, but it's very hot this week.
Apparently we're going to have rain over the weekend also.
I believe so. I believe Sunday is raining.
Sunday.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think my garden's looking forward to it more than I am, but you know what? We need the rain also for our fields for next season. So yeah, we need it all, eh?
Definitely. Not much action happening on the fields at the moment on the local front. Just before we get started, we had this little thing last week where we asked you guys to actually tell us which game you would like us to stream live. So it's unanimous. The Saxon versus Greenwood game on the 17th at Royal Road is the match they want us to do, Andrew. So I suppose we'll be at Royal Road on the 17th.
Oh, I'm excited, eh? We haven't done a live stream since the engine. So I'm very excited, and I'm sure that the Greenwood supporters, I saw the majority of the votes seem to be Greenwood supporters.
I think it was a cohesion,
I think you have this thing, the youngsters these days have a speed dating thing where everybody gets together at one. I think they had a speed voting thing for this thing, but you know what? I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be a nice game. Saxon Rovers are picking up points here and there.
Yep.
Greenwood top of the log. Oh, sure, it's going to be good, eh?
Yeah, so guys, the plan is to be there. We've obviously got to arrange the logistics. It is Royal Road, so it's a flat, open surface. We need to make sure we can accommodate the streaming. Let's hold thumbs. And we'll see you there on the 17th. Right, results in the third division.
Sure, there are a lot of results.
There's a lot of results. Obviously, only the third division to talk about. Besides the COSAFA under 17.
Let's chat about that.
Yeah.
And we spoke about Coach Duncan last week and the boys. And the boys are into the semi-finals. They're playing Malawi tomorrow night at 9:30. If they get to the final, then they qualify for the Cup of Nations.
Cup of Nations, yeah.
So it's a big game tomorrow. We wish them all the best.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can't stop there. We've got to talk about the women's under 17s as well. They're also in the semi-finals, and they've had emphatic results.
Okay. So that's great. Well done to the coaches there. So obviously we support them all the way. Then hopefully they'll get to the final and make the qualification.
Sure. It'll be good.
It'll be very good. Okay, so third division. Obviously there was a lot of matches last week. We'll start on the second. I don't think we'll go through all of them, Andrew, too much. Goal 50 United and FC Houtpay. FC Houtpay winning goal 50 there away at Heideveld. That's a good result for FC Houtpay.
Yeah, FC Houtpay started off well this season. I think they're trying to pick up all their points early. And Coach Bradley August has made a big difference there with that side.
Okay. And then Cape Town City and Premier United. Cape Town City losing there again to Premier in Downburg Road.
Sure, it's first points of the season for Premier. Home win against City. City at that stage lost their first 3 games. Then he's still picking up points.
Yeah, they obviously played last night, which was Wednesday night. And I think it was a draw.
Yeah, they drew 2-2 with Saxon Rovers last night. So City picked up their first points of the season. Maybe it's a good platform now for them to start building. Premier also. They're playing tonight, which we'll get to the fixtures a bit later. So they also got their first points of the season. And actually, in actual fact, all the bottom teams picked up points, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I actually want to get to that now also. Ocean View got a good win against Saxon 4-3 last weekend.
Big game.
On the same day, Matroosfontein beating Silver Spurs 1-0.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. And then Invincible Craven beat the New Boys picking up points against Milano.
Sure, after last week, coach of Milano was quite confident in his side, and then they had a double header this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think he walked away with 0 points. And I think he got 6 goals against in the 2 games. So I don't know what happened this weekend. Maybe the boys were a bit tired from the stand turf and the celebrations after the stand turf. But listen, we always said, we always keep on saying the third division is a tough league. Yeah. You can't take any result for granted. I mean, Silver Spurs won a high. They won their first 4 games. They were going to Matroos. Matroos was struggling the first couple of games of the season. And look, Matroosfontein got the result.
Yep.
And we need to also bear in mind, teams playing on certain surfaces. Silver Spurs play a lot on AstroTurf. Matroosfontein's a grass field.
Yeah.
They train on grass. You got to take all these factors into account in the third division.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a good result. I told you who I thought my top 3 were going to be this season. And a lot of people gave me, a lot of flack for saying Silver Spurs weren't in my top 3. But my opinion on the matter is that anybody can beat anybody. You know what? Silver Spurs are still in the race. It's still very early. It's 30 games to go. I think 29 to go.
After hearing that now, they're definitely going to prove.
No, I know they're going to try and prove me wrong.
Then also another win for the team from Atlantis, Jomo's Powers, beating Vasco 2-1 for their first win also, which was fantastic. And then also again, Jomo's getting a 6-pointer there, beating Milano 3-0 on the Sunday.
Away, eh?
Yeah.
And that game was played in Hickory Road. Sure, big result for Jomo's.
And then obviously the game of last night was 2-0. Then Trinis beating Junction Rovers on Saturday 2-1.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Oh, were you at that game? Okay.
It was a very nice game. It was end to end. I thought Trinis the first 20 minutes dominated.
Yep.
They went 1-0 up. Junction came back, equalised early in the second half. Then Trinis went 2-1 up. There were a couple of talking points in that game. Second half, Junction could have had 1 or 2 penalties.
Okay.
But you know what? I thought Trinis were creating the more open chances, and well-deserved win. You know they've won all their games.
All the games so far, yeah. Okay, I was actually at the Jamestown Woodlands game at Hickory Road. Yeah, whoa, very windy. Yeah. You could see the first 25 minutes, it's just the teams trying to get used to the conditions. I mean, it was terrible. But okay, 2-2 was the result. Both teams ending up with 10 men, both centre-back sent off, not at the same time. But yeah, it was a tough game. I think sort of Woodlands tried to, you could see that they were trying to play the ball even against the wind. They looked sort of more creative. Jamestown was obviously a bit more direct with Darren Amaticus in the striking area there, and he was the one that actually brought them, that caused the equalizer.
Okay.
A goal from nothing, standing still and just shoot in the far corner. Great, fantastic goal.
Master poacher he is.
Yes,
he's a master poacher.
And he was at the edge of the box, so well done to Darren there, Billy. Good game. That game ended at 2-0.
Sure.
Then looking at some of the fixtures coming up, like you said, Premier United playing Matroosfontein. That's tomorrow night, right?
That's tonight. Tonight being Thursday the 9th. At Downburg Road.
Today's Thursday the 8th.
Sorry, Thursday the 8th. Sorry, the game was being brought forward because of load shedding tomorrow at Downburg.
With
the dates again. All I know is it's festive. Today, the 8th of December, at 7:30 at Downburg Road.
Okay. And then Silver Spurs and Jomo's Powers, old foes in the 3rd division. Obviously, Jomo Powers going up and down between the ABC and the 3rd division, facing their old rival Silver Spurs. That game should take place tomorrow night. Yeah,
tomorrow night, and it's kicking off at 8:15 instead of 7:30 due to load shedding as well.
Also.
We loved load shedding.
Then Vasco and Invincible, these games are on Saturday. Trinis and Jamestown will be a tough game.
Sure, it'll be a nice game.
Yeah.
At 8:00.
Yep.
Ooh, graveyard.
Yeah. And then Milano, obviously, after having not a good weekend last weekend, they need to get back into winning ways. And they're facing a Goal 50 Unite, but that's obviously at Manenberg, so that might be...
that game has been moved. That game has been moved to Hickory Road due to the problems in the area in Manenberg. There's been quite a lot of shootings lately, so the game has been moved to Hickory Road.
That must have been a late notice?
Yeah, it was a late notice, was today.
Okay. All right, so that game taking place at Hickory Road. Some of the other matches taking place, Andrew, that catches your eye there?
I thought there was a good game on Sunday. Woodlands at home to Greenwood.
Yeah.
It'll be a very good game. Both teams like to play nice football.
Yes,
you watched Woodlands last week. Coach Zari likes his team to play football. Yeah. They're very direct. Greenwood as well. Great start to the season, unbeaten so far. I think that's going to be the game of the weekend, to be honest.
Definitely. That game looks very exciting. Some of the other matches there on the 12th, Jamestown, Saxon Rovers, Goal 50 Vasco, and then Invincible and Silver Spurs. So look, Silver Spurs, lots to do. They need to come back. And
it's a double header this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of matches taking place.
So listen, Silver Spurs do have the quality. Don't get me wrong. They do have a quality team. They do very. In my opinion, they play the way they play and very well at what they do. Listen, they'll come back. Every team that has a defeat normally comes back. They've got something to prove, and I think they will do that. They've got a double header this weekend. Don't be surprised if they get 6 points.
Yeah, definitely. That will be the goal. I think that's all.
Yeah, that's the 3rd division.
Quick.
No. But there's still one thing to chat about.
Yeah, we're going to go out of our comfort zone a bit. Yeah, we're going to talk about World Cup. I mean, it's going to be difficult not to talk about the World Cup during the World Cup. Yes, we are a local show, but obviously we are all glued to our screens watching the World Cup. Quite exciting World Cup so far, eh?
Yeah, listen, my country's still in the quarterfinals.
Was that Spain?
No, Portugal. My parents were born in Portugal, so I'm Portuguese through and through.
Spain is out anyway.
So we're still in. We Ronaldo-less, which I think helps us, to be honest.
Okay.
And I'm actually very glad who they're playing against. But yeah, let's go through the fixtures first and we can chat a bit
Yeah,
about
so
it.
the quarterfinals taking place, Croatia and Brazil. I think for me, watching Brazil the other night, they just got machine gun firing power.
Yeah, they got machine gun, they got cannons coming off the bench. It's a quality team.
Yeah, and Casemiro, they're doing very well in that setup, just screening there, doing fantastic work there.
100%.
And then Netherlands and Argentina is the other game. Netherlands look sort of like anticlimactic, if I can say that.
Yeah, listen, I think, how can I put it now? It's flair versus structure. They're playing, the Van Gaal way, Holland, very structured. And I think Argentina will have the flair players against them. And I think that's going to be a nice clash of different, cultures and techniques and strategies. And I think that's going to be an exciting game. I still think that Argentina might have a bit more of the fear factor that Holland have.
Yeah, look, this is World Cup. So, I mean, I'll say I think Argentina might be wrong or whatever. But Argentina, I think, they just have that passion that they've just got everything. They got the players also.
They got
obviously.
the players, yeah.
And then Morocco and Portugal.
Big game. Big game for me. Now listen, I'm actually...
So you see Morocco as a win, Lee?
No. No, what I can say is I'm very happy that we got an African team in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Everybody thought it could have been Senegal.
If you're following all the memes, the whole World Cup is full of African teams.
That's true. That's
but
true.
Okay,
let's not go
That's
there.
another point.
But yeah, listen, I think we always forget, when we look at the African teams in the World Cup, everybody keeps on remembering the physical teams like Senegal, Nigeria, Cameroon.
Yeah.
But the North African teams are as close to the Europeans in the way they play. And, a lot of those North African teams are tactically more astute.
Yeah.
The flair players normally come out of Senegal, Nigeria and all that, but the systems and everything that are put in place in North Africa, if you look at Egypt, Morocco, you look at the CAF Champions League, normally those two countries have the teams that win the CAF Champions League. Al Ahly, Raja Casablanca. So Morocco is as close to being a European team, and the way they took Spain on, and the penalty shootout, they stick to their principles, man. And I think they're going to give Portugal a hard game. Listen, I'm a Portuguese fan, obviously, but I think it's going to be a very nice game. I think it's going to be close.
Why didn't Ronaldo start?
Listen, we need to understand that you need to respect your coach. When he substitutes you, you don't throw a tantrum.
Oh, did that happen?
And then you tell the coach, no, you're actually talking to the Korean player. But in actual fact, listen, a lot of the Portuguese people, I watched the game at the Portuguese at Vasco actually on Tuesday night. It was packed. And a lot of the people were very, very impressed at what the coach did, and he stood up to Ronaldo. And you saw the result. A young player came in there, he's played 38 minutes for his country, comes on, he scores a hat-trick. And you know what? It can't be dropped.
Yep, definitely.
It can't be dropped.
Yeah.
But that should be an intriguing game.
Yeah, then the other game, I think the game of the day, besides obviously the Portugal-Morocco game, is England versus France.
For a big game, eh?
Yeah, so...
They're billing it Mbappe versus Maguire.
No,
we all know who can win that.
Yeah, so English team...
And I'm a United fan.
The English team booked their tickets already.
No, listen. I gotta be honest. This is not your typical English team.
No, it's not.
With players like Foden and Saka, they flair players. Foden is as close to a tiki-taka Barcelona player as you can get. They're next level now compared to the England teams of the past. I also think with Bellingham in the midfield, that boy is the next superstar.
What
in
a
my
World
opinion.
Cup he's
he's a superstar. He's a superstar. Him, they brought the experience of Henderson in now. The only question mark with England, obviously, is defensively. And I'm not just singling out one player. It's Pickford in goals. He has a mistake in him. Maguire has a mistake in him. Stones has a mistake in him. And you've got players of the class of Mbappe, Giroud. If Benzema is fit, Benzema, they will.
And guys like Kyle
they will
Walker.
punish you.
Guys like Kyle Walker's not even 100% fit. So
listen, I think France have defensively also very solid. Varane in there, very good defense. Obviously, Lloris, good goalkeeper. So I think France will edge it, in my opinion. And I think we're all looking forward to a semi-final between Brazil and Argentina, hopefully on the one side, and Portugal and France on the other side. But it could easily be Morocco, England. It could easily be Croatia, Holland. This World Cup has thrown up results like we cannot believe. So I think just support your team through thick and thin. If you're English, you're going to have the Tuesday, Wednesday off next week.
Guys, yeah, that's it. The semi-finals taking place on the 13th of December, and yeah, in the blink of an eye, the World Cup will be done. After that.
Another 4-year wait.
Yes, yes. Anyway, don't worry. I was going to say something about Bafana, but leave it.
No, let's leave it.
Losada, as they said.
No, under 17s are doing well. We're starting from the bottom up again.
Yep. Yeah, we must just see them go through. Guys, that's enough nonsense talk from us. If you're still with us, thanks for watching. Before we go, we want to say thanks to Loro Sport for helping us putting out the content. Andrew, anything else you want to say?
No, listen. You know, if you say you got Sunday off, there's third division games to go to. Enjoy it. There's midweek game, lots of midweek games this week and next week in the third division. So yeah, let's not forget about our local football.
Yeah, definitely go to the website www.thefourthmoment.co.za to get that fixtures. And and by the way, just before I forget, under 16s. We've received our conditional approval for our tournament. It's taking place next year, the 1st to the 5th of November. So if you still remember the Super Cup, under 16 coaches, under 16 players, get ready, prepare yourselves for the season, win your league at your LFA. We 100%. Hopefully will have 32 teams there next year. So yeah, that's something new.
It's going to be a Super Cup next year.
Super times 2. V2, version 2.
Version 2.0.
Guys, until next time, cheers.
Cheers.